Hello, everyone. Nice to be back again. And um, I want to let you know that we have changed locations. So there's no one on yet. So I guess we'll just sit around and talk for a little while and um, hey, Kelly, how are you? And there's Code 4 for Life. Scotty and Don, nice to see you on here. I'm just putting up a little note for everyone as they come in. All right, nice to see you all. We're going to wait until we get a few more people in the chat until we start our topic discussion for tonight. I'll let you guys know that there's Daryl and Kim. What's up? And so I don't forget, I heard they expect a shortage of propane about June. All over the country or just in this general area? Hey, there's Sue. Hi, Sue. Nice to see you. Wow. That's going to be hard for us full-time RVers to have a shortage of propane. Kelly, tell me where you heard that information so I can read and get some more idea about it. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know we moved back to Quartzsite yesterday. And the reason we did that is because there was beginning to be a very rigorous, maybe is a good word, presence from the Border Patrol around Pilot Knob where we were at. And they were constantly having low-flying planes, low-flying helicopters. And then about 4 or 5 nights ago, there were Border Patrol in ATVs circling around our camp, in particular, like around 2 o'clock in the morning. And so we just felt that it would be safer to move back to Quartzsite with all of the infiltration of illegal immigrants coming across the border. We just felt it was much safer to get out of the Yuma area. That's one of the highest volume places for illegals to cross as it is. Let's see. Someone reported it on a Facebook group, so you can take it or leave it. Well, yeah, I mean, it's probably something to worry about, you know, with gas prices and everything else going the way that they are. I'm sure you're right. I'd just like to, you know, read some more about it. Well, that was interesting. Glad you left. Yeah. It was getting a little bit scary, you know, when you have Border Patrol circling around your camp at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's kind of a serious situation. So, you know, we're just looking out for our own safety and getting out while we can. So anyway, they said that because of the demand in Texas. Oh, yeah, well, that's probably true. So, well, June is a little ways away. So hopefully we'll be in areas where maybe the propane will be a little bit more readily available. Let's hope. Let's pray. We just never know these days what's going to end up being short in demand. So, all right, guys. So let's start with our topic for the night. And as you saw from my thumbnail, tonight's topic is what's on your bucket list. And I just wanted to get some ideas from all of you and see, you know, what your thoughts are. some of the things maybe you plan to do this year or in years to come. But what are some of the things that you would like to see in our beautiful nation? So anyone want to share something that's on your bucket list? I'll give you a few seconds here, and if not, then I'll chime in with one of mine. All right, so everybody put on your thinking caps. No one's responding right now. So, as we head up further north, I would love to see around Page, Arizona. I'd love to see Horseshoe Bend if it's open this year. That would be an amazing place for me to be able to see. We didn't get to see any of that last year. I'd also love to see Zion National Park. It's someplace that I didn't get to go to. Kim and Daryl got to go on one of the opening days there last year. Okay, so back Alaska cruises booked next year. That's incredible. It's very beautiful. My husband and I took a cruise to Alaska, but I'd love to do an RV trip to Alaska. It's just a matter of time and money, because I want to make sure that I'm really prepared before I go that far on some of those roads up there. I think that they're a little bit difficult, maybe not well kept roads, and you see so many videos of people who have had problems with their rigs. So I'd like to, be prepared before I go do something like that. But Alaskan cruises are absolutely beautiful. You'll absolutely enjoy it. Dawn, hey, nice to see you. I was asking Dawn earlier today what's some of her items on her bucket list, and she gave me a whole list. So chime in there, Dawn, and tell us what's number one on your list. Can you give us an idea? Yes, Alaska is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. So other than Zion, I would love to see, of course, Arches and Capitol Reef. I know not a lot of people are very interested in Capitol Reef, but it's something I would love to see. And here in Arizona, I would love to see Canyon de Chelly. I wanted to see it last year as I was driving across Interstate 40 to go back home towards Florida, but last year it just wasn't open because of COVID. I'm not sure if it's even open now, but it's beautiful from the pictures I've seen, and certainly an area that I would love to go see. Everybody's saying hi. Kevin says I should say Banff. That is a joke. That's kind of an inside joke. And Kevin said Banff. Yep. That's funny. Maybe you can get the motorhome experiment to actually do that sometime. So, yeah, those are some of the things I'd love to see. I'd love to see more of Idaho than what I saw last year. It was just, a short little bit. And Idaho is such a beautiful state. I was totally enthralled with the scenery. If you haven't ever been to Idaho, you need to take a look at it. Banff is so beautiful. Yeah. You've been there, Kim? You've been to Banff? Lucky you. Montana. Yeah. What in Montana would you like to see, Kevin? Is there a particular area? I'd like to see Mount St. Helens. And is Glacier in Montana? I'd love to see Glacier. Glacier would be a great place to see. I know so many have already been there. So These might be, I hope the reflection on my glasses isn't bothering you guys. But with the group that I'm in, you know, some of them have already seen these places. So, you know, I may have to take a trek off by myself and go see some of these places by myself. Idaho and Montana, you bet, for sure. And Wyoming. Oh my gosh. I'm just absolutely in love with Wyoming. It's really beautiful country, and there's state parks there that I haven't seen. Of course, I've been to Yellowstone twice now. You know, and it's always nice to go back to Yellowstone, but I'd like to see some of the northeastern part of Wyoming that I haven't had a chance to see yet. Yes, so you have been to Banff. Montana's beautiful, and so is Idaho. Absolutely. Yep. So yeah, Mount St. Helens, that would be a really interesting place to see in Montana. I'd love to see more of, well, I actually haven't ever really seen North Dakota at all. So I would love to see, you know, the Black Hills, more of the Black Hills, and not only North Dakota, but South Dakota too. Would love to see Yellowstone. Absolutely. It's gorgeous if you've never been. And I think that that's one of those parks that you can go to time and time again and see things that you didn't really see the first time around. Yosemite, I haven't been there either. That's definitely on my bucket list. Yosemite is one of those parks that you really do want to see. And I'd love to see the Redwood Forest. Haven't ever been there yet. And Lake Louise. That's in Canada, right? Lake Louise is breathtaking. Yeah. Is that up near Banff? In the same general area? I don't really know that part of the country at all. I'm not really sure. Let's see, Don, we went to all the lakes all the way up the ice field road to Jasper. Wow, that's quite a trip. That's beautiful. You need to show me some of those pictures, Kim. I would love to see them. Okay, so yes, it's in Banff. Okay, yeah, absolutely sounds wonderful. And then, of course, you know, like my thumbnail said, I would love to see Niagara Falls. That's just one place I've always wanted to see. And, you know, since I have my passport, I can go to the Canadian side. They say that the viewing is better there than anywhere else. So, and Upper Michigan, I've heard is absolutely beautiful. You know, if y'all know of specific places within these areas, something that hasn't been mentioned, please give me some ideas, because, you know, this is only my second year out, and I've hardly scratched the surface. And there's just so much to see and so much to do. But it's nice if you have an idea. I'm going to try switching lights to get these reflections out of my eyes. Well, I don't know if that's any better or not. So anyway, it doesn't matter. You're always going to see reflection in my glasses. Okay. Kevin says we're in 9 months of full timing, and I don't think we've hit anything on a bucket list. I'm not even sure we have a bucket list. We want to see everything this country has to offer. Yeah, me too. There's just so much to see and do. It's kind of hard to, you know, even map out a route. It's so many things that I want to see. Canada's beautiful too. Absolutely. Well said. Yes. yeah, it's just like, where do you go? What do you do? What's everybody's plans for this year? Do you have a particular place that you're planning to go to, or some place that you want to see this year? I've listed several things, so I'd like to hear some ideas from other people. Kim and Daryl, what do you want to see this year? How about you, Kevin and Dawn? Any of you? Kelly, throw something out there. You guys are not chatting very well tonight. We need some chatty chatties. Would love to go to the Northeast. Absolutely. Yeah, and I'd love to see Acadia National Park in the fall of the year when the colors are just absolutely gorgeous. The only thing that I don't like about the Northeast is, there's no BLM. You can find forest camping, National Forest camping, U.S. Forest Service campgrounds and that sort of thing, but most of them still have a fee associated with them. And, there's a lot of toll roads in the Northeast, especially around New Jersey and Maryland, around in that area. So it can get expensive really fast when you're towing a rig. But yeah, I would definitely like to go to the Northeast as well. I'd love to be around the Ohio Valley. And I think Ohio has tons and tons of waterfalls. And I'm always drawn to water, whether it's a lake or a river or a waterfall. Those kind of places to me are just breathtaking. And they give me a sense of peace and serenity like no other. So always finding waterfalls is something that I really enjoy. All right, now we're moving. Let's see. There's so many big places like Mount Rushmore and Grand Canyon, but there's more smaller places that are just as beautiful in every state. Absolutely, yeah. Stanley, Idaho this spring. Absolutely. Bobby and Sharon talk about Stanley all the time. And I've seen other videos of the area, and it's absolutely beautiful. If y'all haven't ever watched Dave and Carrie, and their channel name is One Adventure at a Time. It's ADVANTURE. They are full-time in a van, and they've done a lot of videos on Wyoming and Idaho and up in that area. Just some absolutely beautiful places, and they just primarily boondock. So you might give them a try. Excuse me. Sorry. So you take a look at their channel. We are heading to Oregon, Washington, and Idaho in April, going to visit my dad in Washington. I've heard it's gorgeous, and I guess Kim and Daryl can kind of clue you in on that. Kim says, I want to go to Tennessee to see the fireflies and the Smoky Mountains. It looks beautiful. Yes. Yes, I believe it was Less Junk, More Journey did a video on that. There's Finally Off Grid. Hey, nice to see you, Kara. Glad you could join in. So we're talking about what's on your bucket list. All right, so Crater Lake is a must-see. I would love to see that. I've heard it's absolutely breathtaking. It's just kind of amazing, that it's formed in a volcano, and then there's that peak within the lake. It just looks like it would be very intriguing to see. Columbia River Gorge. Yep. That's a beautiful place too, from what I've heard. Oh, Kara, you're not that late. Don't worry about it. You're here. That's the important thing. So, Kara, what's some places on your bucket list? Um, Don says, up in Page, Arizona, there's Antelope Canyon, Horseshoe Bend, and more. Very picturesque. Yes. Yeah, I would love to see Antelope Canyon. I don't know, how much of a walk I could do into the canyon if it's, steep climbs or that sort of thing. My knees might not be able to do it, but I would love to see as much as I could. And Hoover Dam is awesome. Yep, it is. I went there in the October right after 9/11. So we didn't really get to tour the dam, but, got to walk over. I'm so sorry. It's this time of day. I usually drink a cup of coffee and I haven't made it yet. Africa and Australia. Those are definitely some bucket list destinations. I have thought at some point that I would love to, do like a safari trip in Africa. I think that would be absolutely beautiful. And my husband always wanted to go to Australia. He was very taken with the idea of traveling to Australia, but we never got that opportunity. So I hope you get to, Kara. Plan it out and go do it. Life is short and we never know when we're going to be taken or someone in our life is going to be taken. So seize those opportunities. Antelope Canyon's easy peasy. All right, I'm going with you then, Dawn. I would love to see Antelope Canyon. I've just seen gorgeous, gorgeous pictures of the area. So it's something I would love to do. To the Outback. Oh my gosh, I might have to get up in the middle of all this and make a cup of coffee. You would do the Outback, Daryl? Yep. It would be kind of cool. As long as it's not, in the real hot summertime there in Australia, it gets pretty darn hot. Probably a lot like Arizona did last summer. I think it gets up around 120 in the Outback. So Kim couldn't do the Outback because of snakes. Well, and alligators, they're everywhere too. All kinds of creepy crawlies in Australia. So, yeah. I've often thought I'd love to go to Scotland too. I don't know if I'll ever get to go, but that's something that I would love to see. Certainly not in an RV, but, I'd love to fly over and stay a week or two and just visit Scotland and Ireland. I would love to see Ireland as well. You got that right, no snakes. Check out our video on Antelope Canyon. All right, I'll do that. Didn't know you guys had been there before, but I will certainly view your video. I'm so sorry, guys. My afternoon coffee is lacking right now. So where else? You want to go to Nova Scotia and see Oak Island? Well, and find some treasure maybe. Every now and then I watch one of those mysteries of the treasures of Oak Island, and it's kind of interesting. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Tuscany, yes, would also be beautiful. Absolutely. Oh, just from the pictures I've seen, that's a beautiful part of Italy. And great food. Absolutely great food. You've been to England, Ireland, and Scotland. Also beautiful and so worth a visit. I would love to go to England too. Just, those three, I think. I would love to see Rome. I really would. And Venice. But I think that's probably all that I really care to go to in Europe. I'm sure that there's other beautiful areas. It's just, those are, they're just well known and beautiful. Sorry, guys. I mentioned at the beginning that Australia was on my bucket list. Oh, I'm sorry, Sue. I didn't see it. Sometimes these things just float up really fast and I don't catch it. So yeah, definitely. Australia is a place worth visiting. Um, it's just costs so much, I think, to get there. Everyone, hello, everyone that just joined us. Thank you, Daryl. Italy's on your bucket list. Yep. So, what are some other places in the United States? That's just like I've lived in Florida since 1988, and I haven't really seen a lot. I've seen, Jacksonville and the surrounding area. I've seen a little bit of Orlando, and I've seen around Tampa, but I haven't ever really. I drove to Miami to get on a cruise ship, but I haven't really, visited any of the southern Florida area. Haven't been to the Keys, never been to the Keys, and I would really, really like to go to the Keys. It's just one of those things that you need to have on your bucket list. I've tried to get reservations at Honda Bahia or Bahia Honda State Park there, and it's so hard to try to get a reservation. And then to try to get an RV park in the Keys is really very expensive. So, yeah, Don, I agree. So much to see here. Can't imagine making it overseas. It would be difficult because, I'm going to see whatever I can here. Unless I get some kind of windfall of money, a trip overseas is going to have to wait several years. So, Miami has great Cuban food. Go keto. That's really cool. Yeah, Cuban food is pretty good. Yellowstone, Kara says, yes. If you've never been, Kara, it's absolutely breathtaking. And you need to plan to be there for as long as possible because it's such a huge place. It takes days and days and days just to see even half of what you think there is to see. My first trip there was with my granddaughter, and we had 5 nights and 4 days there, and that was just, it was like a madhouse. We'd get up early in the morning and start driving, and especially when the parks are really open and people are coming in and seeing the park, it gets busy and those parking lots fill up at every location, and so you have to wait to try to find a parking place, and then you have to walk to see the particular area that you're looking at, and then you get back in the car and you go to the next place, and it's the parking lots are always full. So my advice is no less than 7 days and get a very early start into the park. The sooner you can get there, the more you're going to see. Hey, Doug and Sandy. Glad you could join us. Glad you jumped on. We're talking about bucket lists. So tell me what you and Sandy have on your bucket list here in the United States. What would you like to see? Sue is saying, I spent a month in Europe and the UK, started in London, and then on to Amsterdam and Belgium, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, France, and 4 cities in Italy, then flew to Ireland and spent a week driving there. Oh my gosh, what an amazing trip. You really would have some stories to tell about a vacation like that. So, a month. Wow, that's a lot in a month. My gosh. I'm sure that was just like a whirlwind for you too. Just, every place that you've been there in just a short little month, that you probably had to work every day just to get out and see what you were going to see. That's the kind of vacation that you need to come home and take a vacation from, because you see so much and you're so busy going and doing that, and when you get home you're absolutely exhausted. So yeah, what an incredible trip. Shirley, you want me to make you a Keurig coffee? Oh, my friends love me.
But
Thank
it's
you.
not Starbucks.
Oh, thank you. Special delivery coffee. How incredible. Thanks. Wow. All right. So let's see. Kim is bringing her one. That was so sweet. I really appreciate that, guys. Hey, Doug, are you two getting back from your walk to the Magic Circle camp? That's a funny story in and of itself. Yes, redwoods would be great also. Absolutely. I really want to see the redwood forest. That's something I'd love to do. And I'd like to be able to drive the Pacific Coast Highway up California and into Oregon and Washington. I've heard it's absolutely beautiful. Nathan and Tessie, nice to see you. Welcome. Haven't seen you guys in a while. Hope you all are doing okay. And I saw Tessa's picture about her oxtail soup the other day. It looked really good. Hope everything is going all right for you guys. And we're talking about what's on your bucket list tonight. So you tell us where you would love to go. What's your bucket list items? Sue said her trip was a blast. 2 weeks on a Trafalgar bus tour. It was actually called the European Whirl Tour. That's absolutely, I've heard of that Trafalgar tours before. Did you enjoy it? Was it an enjoyable tour? Were you satisfied with the experience? That's what I want to know is, were you satisfied with what they did for you? Get some of this coffee in me. And Nathan and Tess are just saying hello. You want to see the Grand Tetons? Oh, they're absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully, maybe we'll go up through there this year. Yes, and one more thing off my bucket list. Dawn is laughing. We are so much better. I'm so glad to hear that. I know you guys have been sick for a while. So hopefully you'll start building up your strength again now. Let's see. Dawn's just saying hello to people that she's missed. Some days here on Highway 1 and 101 is a nice drive from California through Oregon. And Washington is beautiful. Made the trip up earlier to pick up our camper. Cool. Yeah, I've heard it's beautiful. Telluride. Oh, I've heard a lot about that place. That would be a cool place to go to too. Yeah, Colorado in general. Absolutely. You just see breathtaking pictures of Colorado. I went out there a few years ago with my granddaughter, and we went to Colorado Springs and drove up Pikes Peak and, went and saw Garden of the Gods and, did the little touristy stuff. And it was a very pleasant trip. It was one that I did as a kid that I always enjoyed the area. But it's just also different now than what it was years ago. So definitely worth a trip back to see it. But some of the changes are just kind of sad. It's just so much more commercial than it used to be. And I really enjoyed the view as a kid. So let's see. Let me catch up with everybody here now. Sorry, Tess, hi, Nate. Okay. Four Corners is really neat. You can stand in 4 states at once. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you've ever been through Tennessee up near Chattanooga, there's Lookout Mountain, and there's a place on Lookout Mountain where you can see 7 states. So can't necessarily put your feet on them, but you can see 7 states up on the mountain. It's absolutely beautiful. Ruby Falls is up there, if you've ever heard of Ruby Falls. It's a great area to visit if you've never been there. And Chattanooga itself is a lot of fun. There's a lot of great things to see and do in Chattanooga. And they have a wonderful aquarium there for people who have kids. I took our twin grandchildren there, and it was an absolutely wonderful aquarium. So, yeah, Chattanooga is just, in the mountains. It's just gorgeous. I was totally satisfied with the tour. We had the #1 Trafalgar guide. They saw to every detail. We had some time on our own at each location, or could go on extra tours they scheduled. Well worth it. Well, that's so nice to know. I've seen some good ads from them, but I've never really talked to anybody that experienced their tours, so that's good to see. Tulsa in Mexico to see the Earth ships. Huh. Is that from the movie? Is that what you're talking about, Kara? Dawn, I was at Four Corners when it was free. Okay. Oh, I can't believe I didn't mention Mesa Verde, one of my favorites. Yeah, I'd love to see that too. All of the Pueblo ruins and everything, they just fascinate me. And petroglyphs. I love seeing petroglyphs. And I think there's quite a lot of petroglyphs there, aren't there? From what I remember. We should try and go to Colorado this year. That would be wonderful. I would love to see some of Colorado. It's it's a beautiful state, and in the summer, up in elevation, a lot of people go there in the summer to camp. So maybe we should think about that. Yes, now Four Corners is run by a local tribe. Oh, I didn't know that. New Mexico. Oh, okay. All right. Huh. Tulsa, New Mexico. So are those Earth ships? Are those? There was a movie that they built these big Earth ships that there were. Is that what you're talking about? Or what exactly is the Earth ship? I want to go see Area 51 and see the motherships. Yeah. That's kind of a fun area to go to too. And go see Roswell just for fun and entertainment. Yeah, that would be fun. New Mexico is beautiful, finally off grid. Yes. And they have a nice state park system in New Mexico too. So I would love spending some time in New Mexico. And they have some beautiful lakes there, and some other great places. Hey, Kathy, nice to see you. Glad you could make it. So we're talking about bucket lists, destinations, places you'd like to go. So give us some idea, Kathy. What's some of your bucket list items? And how have you and Bill been? And how's the weather up there? I hope y'all have been doing okay. It's been pretty cold here. In fact, I just have to, praise my friends, Kevin and Daryl. Kevin was down on the floor again. I fixing my furnace. I finally got my repair kit in for my furnace, and Kevin had the time today to actually put it in, which is really great because it's supposed to be down to 46 tonight, and it'll come in handy. So it's so nice to have heat again. I'm a very blessed person to be around all these wonderful people and to have such a community like I do, where everybody helps one another and we just do whatever we can for each other. So thanks, guys. Let's see. All right, so let's see what I miss. Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. Yes, man, that's hard to get tickets for. You have to be, as soon as they put them out, I think you have to like get online and buy tickets and for like a year in advance. And that's, that's kind of hard to plan that far ahead of time. But I would love to go. I've been wanting to go there for years. I don't know why I didn't even think about that. But yes, absolutely. The Blue Festival. Let's do Colorado and then hit Moab. I'm all for that. That would be absolutely wonderful. No, they do talk about her making one. Let's see what I miss. New Mexico. Let's see the motherships. No, they do talk about her making one. I've lost that thread, Kara. I'm not sure what you were saying there. So remind me, because sometimes I forget these things. Let's see. Hi, Kathy. Hi, some days here. We have a place in New Mexico we can stay, right, Kevin? Yeah. Near Deming, I hear. Dear old Deming, right, Kevin? We're doing good here. It's nice here as far as weather. That's good to hear. The Earth ships are made out of tires and bottles with greenhouses inside. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. They are totally off-grid houses. Well, totally off-grid. Finally off-grid. That's pretty cute. Yeah, that would be interesting to see. That would be something to take a look at. Hey, there's my son, Eugene Pabst. My son went to the doctor and got a release to be able to go back to work. So his leg is healed enough now that after 6 months, right, Christian, that he can actually start going back to work now. So let's just say prayers that, it just keeps getting better and that God heals him from this and that he can resume a normal life again. Thumbs up, everybody. Thank you, Code 4 for life. Thanks, Donna. I appreciate it. Make sure you test it before you go to bed. I will, Kevin. Don't worry. I'm going to do that after the live feed. He's talking about my furnace. Let's see. Aw. Daryl saying and welcome. That was Kim Don. Make sure you test it. Let's see. Okay. That is sweet of him to do that for you. Absolutely. And not once but twice, because he tried to repair it the first time around and it worked for maybe half a day and then quit on me. So I think it ended up being in the circuit board. I got a new limit switch, a new cell switch, and I just went ahead and ordered the circuit board too because I was just afraid that was exactly what was the problem. And I think that was the problem, but we don't know for sure exactly what fixed it, but for now it's working. So yes, I'm very thankful to have these guys in my life. I wish I could go with my mom up to the hot air balloons. I know, wouldn't that be fun, son? I've always wanted to ride in a hot air balloon. Tried it once years ago for Mike and I's anniversary one year, but the weather didn't cooperate and they had to refund our money on our tickets. So anyway, that would be fun though. That would be nice if we could do that together, son. Would be very, very nice. Dawn says we didn't have much trouble getting tickets for the Balloon Fiesta. Maybe we got, it's not really, well, the tickets can be troublesome, but them finding a place to camp around near there, to camp inside where they do the Balloon Fest is very expensive. And I'm sure that the areas around it, it's hard to even find a spot. But not to say that it can't be done. We can see about doing that. I think are they in October, if I remember right? I think. Let's see. October will be here before you know it. Yeah. There's places around the park. Okay. October will be here. Yep. Sue says it was a fantastic trip at Cove for Life. Blessed I was able to take it. Yep. Don saying, hi, Eugene. Actually, his name, what Eugene is his middle name. He really goes by Christian, which is his first name. But on here, he's Eugene. Let's see. October is the Bloom Festival, right? I'm pretty sure that's right. All right, son. So some days here, that's Kim. Kim and Daryl saying hi to you. And then they're telling Kathy Yellowstone's amazing. Yellowstone is simply amazing, simply breathtaking. Balloon ride sounds awesome. Yes, it really does. Something I've always wanted to try. No matter what, we will get it working correctly. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking that we're there. I'm thinking that it works. So we'll try it out later for sure and find out. We got the hot air over. Just need to get a balloon in a basket. Ha ha. That's funny. That's hilarious. Okay, so yeah, you know, I've wanted to go there for many years, but also in Helen, Georgia, the first weekend in June every year, they have a balloon festival there. And I've been there twice with my granddaughter. And they only have like 30 balloons usually that go up, but it's just a lot of fun. And Helen, Georgia is such a beautiful spot. If you've never, ever been there, you need to go. It's like a little alpine village. Everything is, all the storefronts and everything are alpine decor. And it's just a real fun, friendly little place, you know, in the mountains in northern Georgia. It's just right at the foot of the Smoky Mountains, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and there's lots of parks around there, lots of state parks that you can stay in. Just a gorgeous place. So if you've never been in that area, you should try it out. Another park in northern Georgia, state park, is Amicalola Falls. And that's beautiful. That waterfall is just absolutely breathtaking. So that would be another good place. Georgia has lots and lots of really great parks. So if you're ever in that area, don't be afraid to try out Georgia state parks, because they're well worth it. And they have a lot of Corps of Engineer parks in Georgia too, you know, all on lakes. And if you have the you know, senior lifetime pass, it's half price. So you know, it's a great way to stay in a state park and get your water and electric hookups and camp for half price. It's absolutely incredible. Let's see. Let me catch up now. Everybody laughing. Keto helps lighten the load. That's funny. I'm still waiting for it to work for me. Yes, it does go for life. Weigh-in is tomorrow, and we're really trying. They have been, and Daryl has really been very steadfast in his desire to, you know, stay on diet and lose some more weight. So kudos, Daryl. You're doing a great job. Karen, 2 babies and 4 grands. Nice to see you. Nice to see you back on here again. I would like to take the snow train through Canada. Well, I've not heard about that. That sounds pretty incredible, though. I love train rides. So what part of Canada does that go through? I'd be interested to hear more about that. When my husband and I took our cruise through, we did a cruise and a land tour in Alaska. And so we, went up the Inside Passage by cruise ship. And then we got on board a train in Anchorage. And it was through Princess Cruise Line. So we took the train that they own up to Denali, to the lodge there in Denali, and stayed 2 nights there and toured around Denali. And then we got back on the train and was taken to Fairbanks, where we stayed 2 more nights there and then flew back home. And it was an incredible, incredible trip. But I love the train rides. The trains are always very reminiscent for me. I remember taking train rides with my dad. When we were little, we would travel back and forth to see my aunt and uncle in Iowa, near, I guess it was near Chicago, to Aurora, and he was working on the railroad up there. But trains are fun, so I'd like to hear more about that snow train. Let's see. Jekyll Island is nice in Georgia too. It is. It's absolutely beautiful. Tybee Island's a lot of fun. There's a lot of historical things to do there. Savannah is another great place. If you've never been to Savannah, you need to. What month is it in Helen, Georgia? The first weekend in June every year. And some of the balloon pilots actually enter into a race. So it's a Helen to the Atlantic. So they take off from Helen, Georgia, and the first one to go over to over the Atlantic Ocean wins the race. So they do it every year, weather permitting. Would you Amtrak to someplace one day? Probably. I think for the most part, trains are pretty safe to ride. Every now and then there's wrecks, but there's wrecks on the highway. There's plane crashes. So yeah, I would take a train. Karen, we actually took a train ride in Alaska. It was amazing. Yep, they're beautiful. Kim, yes, as soon as they finish the one in San Francisco, the one that goes to Pelosi's house. Oh my gosh, Kevin. Didn't you take the train in Alaska with your husband, Shirley? Yes. Yeah, I was just talking about that. Let's see. Loved Amtrak. Took Amtrak from northeastern Ohio to D.C., then switched trains and went down to Fort Lauderdale. Took my granddaughter. We had a sleeper. Oh, I haven't ever experienced that, but that sounds like fun. What a nice trip, Sue. Those are memories making right there. Just things like that. It's so fun to take your kids and let them experience things like that. All your kids and grandkids. Definitely a sleeper would be needed. Yeah, that's a long trip by train, but still very doable. Very doable. Vancouver, Canada. Okay. All right. I'll have to look up some information about that. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, sleepers for sure. Yeah. I love the style of the old train cars, where they had sleepers and they had dining cars and all that sort of thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They had some of those features on those trains that we took in Alaska. And we actually got to, leave our passenger car and go to the dining car and eat and then go back to the passenger car during that trip. It was really fun. Just don't ride our Bay Area not so rapid transit train. It is the conveyor of filth and crime. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, I bet that's very true. All right. It jumped on me. Let me catch back up here. So Dawn is saying Norfolk, Virginia has an amazing boat tour to see all of the military ships and the coast there. Got to see dolphins too. Yeah, I remember you posting some pictures of that tour on Facebook. It looked pretty amazing, and I'm sure that you saw much more than what you actually posted. That would be an incredible trip. I think that you guys really enjoyed your time there, didn't you? Virginia's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see the whole east, up and down the East Coast, and see the, what's left of colonial, the colonies, the original colonies, Jamestown and that sort of thing. Just to see some of the history. I'd love to go to Boston, but I don't know is there even much left historically in Boston? Has anybody been to Boston? Tell me some good places for good colonial history, good stops. Nathan took Amtrak from San Diego to Boston. It was really a great 3-day trip. Wow, that's quite a trip. Some days here it doesn't do Cali. Yeah, I've heard that before, Daryl. Dawn says she loved it. Yeah, California, back when I was in high school, it was beautiful. California was the place to be and a place to go and see things. And it wasn't economically unfeasible, but anymore it just seems like cost of living's through the roof. And as we were leaving, I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but as we were leaving Pilot Knob on our way here back to Quartzsite, gas at that Chevron station there was $4.59 a gallon. So it had gone up almost $3 a gallon. No, $2 a gallon, I guess, since we had been there. So, yeah, California. I'm sorry, Scotty and Don. I know y'all live there, but there's so much about it anymore that I don't even like. Let's see, $4. It jumped on me, so I'm trying to catch back up, guys. Okay. Doesn't do Cali. Oh, we loved it. Yeah, I loved California one time too. Yes, there is great history in Boston and Philadelphia. Been to Philadelphia. Short little trip. I'd love to be able to see more of it, but we were only there for a few days. Nathan, was that a direct route? Yeah, because that's a trip clear across country to Boston. Let's see, Acadia National Park in Maine. Yep, me too, except for the tolls in the Northeast. Yep, definitely want to go to Acadia. Bar Harbor. Oh, I've heard some great things about Bar Harbor too. That would be something else to see while in Maine. And for those who like seafood, not me, it would be a great place to go. Some days here it was broken up into 3 legs. Hey, Jim, nice to see you. Glad you can make it. Yes, Kara, we are back in Quartzsite. We just got back here yesterday. I was going to try to find your message on Facebook and send you a message and see, or if you're still at Tyson Wash, we should meet and get together. Let's see. Hey, totally relax. Yes, we are finally off grid. Yes, I lived in South Florida a few years. I missed parts of it, but it never lived there again. Yeah. It's Bahaba. Thank you, Kevin, for correcting us there. Hi, Shirley. Hey, Jim. Nice to see you. How's your weather in Texas? So, yeah, for those of you that missed it, I talked about it at the beginning of our stream. We moved from Quartzsite yesterday because there was a heavy Border Patrol presence there in the LTVA where we were at, because that area is, only just a few miles, like maybe 5 miles from the border. And well, the actual border wall is probably only two miles from the LTVA, but by road it's like 5 miles into Mexico. But they were constantly flying over, low flying airplanes, low flying helicopters, sweeping back and forth all during the day, all during the evening. And then 4 or 5 nights ago, they were present in our camp, between Doug and Sandy's bus and Bob and Sharon's trailer. And it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And so, we're just all like, enough's enough, and decided to get out of there and come back to Quartzsite. So, yeah. Okay. Karen says she spent her 50th birthday sitting on the rocks in Maine. Love Maine. Yeah, I would really love to see it, but I really want to see it in the fall, when the colors I hear are just so vibrant there. I would go any other time too, but would really love to see it in the fall. Let's see. Okay. In the Northeast, another George Washington home is in Virginia. That would be fun. So much history there. Yeah. Yes, we moved from Yuma. It was getting scary. And we just decided it would be much safer just to move back to Quartzsite. So, we'll probably be here for a while yet until the weather warms up. So, Kara, get in contact with me, and let's plan to meet, and maybe we can have a campfire one evening. You guys can come over and join us. That would really be fun. Or we can meet up in town, or just whatever you'd like to do. Just let me know. Wonder what Border Patrol's presence OP order was. Well, I don't really know, because they're letting so many illegals in, but boy, they were on top of things there. Constantly present in that particular area. So yeah, it got to be annoying as well as very concerning. Was using thermal imaging, tracking them and looking under the RVs. I wasn't aware of that, Daryl. Don, it was say OLA and let them go. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I just, there's so much that I could say, but I'm not going to. It's really, we had a great 4 years with President Trump. Let's just say it that way. And let it go with that. All right. So we've shifted our topic of conversation from destinations to things we can't control. So does anybody else got anything they'd like to add to our bucket list of destinations? Because I've gotten some really good ideas so far. Telluride, Colorado, New Mexico, all up and down the East Coast. Lots of places we can go. Yeah, Don. I'm not going there. Yeah, those things are better talked around a campfire than they are, live on a show like this. So we're not going there. Mount Rushmore, absolutely. And I would love to go at night this time. I went during the day, and, you know, I didn't hike up to the area near the actual faces. I'd like to do that. But we just, went in and kind of went down to the amphitheater where you can look out and see them and took some pictures, and then we just left because there wasn't a whole lot to see. And then we went to the Crazy Horse Memorial, and it, of course, wasn't nearly as finished as it is now. But it's beautiful. It's pretty breathtaking, and they have a really nice museum there of Indian artifacts. So if you haven't ever been there, it's a nice place to go. And for those of you who have never been to Custer State Park in South Dakota, man, you got to go there. That's an absolute must-see place to go to. Pima Air and Space Museum in Tucson. Thank you, Jim. Those are very interesting places to visit anyway. I'd like to go to the Kitty Hawk Museum over on the East Coast too. That would be a lot of fun. Oh, Kartchner Caverns near Tombstone. Oh, we talked about that. We did, didn't we? We should maybe do that. If we're going to be stuck here for a while, we might as well visit some places in Arizona. Why not? Why just stay here when we could go and see some other things in Arizona? Alaska 2021. It is 2021. What am I missing here, Daryl? What are you talking about? In like August? I don't know. I don't know if I could do that this year. Let's see. Yes, it totally relaxed. Yeah, that would be a great place to visit, Jim. It's been eons since I was at that museum in Tucson. Well, that's definitely something we can put on our list of things to do. Pima's cool. I've never, other than I stayed 2 nights in Tucson last year to visit with my cousin, and then we stayed 2 nights in Tucson this year on our way out here, but I never really got to see much of Tucson. We did go to Saguaro National Park, though, this year, which was really very nice. I'm glad that I had an opportunity to see it this year. I didn't get a chance to see it last year. So it's totally different environment, and it has its own natural beauty. And there was petroglyphs there that I got to see from way across, and Dawn got to actually see them up close. She actually hiked up the little mountain there where the petroglyphs were at, and got to see more of them firsthand, I think. Canada's still locked down. Yeah, I know, that's a shame, isn't it? There's so many people that live in Canada that come here for the winter that were not able to do it this year, and it's it shows. There's just not as many people. Yep, in 2022. Yeah. Kartchner Caverns is 293 miles from Quartzsite. Well, we've driven a lot further than that, Dawn. It's not that far away. I prefer Tucson over Phoenix for sure. Tucson's kind of a pretty town, I think. I've never actually driven into Phoenix. I've driven around it. So I really don't know that much about Phoenix. But I'm sure that Dawn and Kevin do, because they live there. Maybe on our return trip in the fall, we can make our way through Colorado down to the Balloon Fiesta and down south to Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico. It's a thought. Let's see what we can work out. That certainly sounds like a good plan. So we'll see how things go. So yeah, I guess, is this Daryl saying me too, totally relaxed? Yeah. I would love to see old Tucson. Now, is that reopened now? I saw somebody had a video of it just recently. and it looked like it was put out very recently. So I'm wondering if since January they've reopened that old Tucson. Does anybody know? Does anybody have any information on that? So if you see, I haven't yawned anymore since I started drinking my coffee. Isn't that crazy? All right, so I guess everybody's about talked out at this point. Raton Pass in New Mexico, I-25. My bucket list includes Deming, New Mexico. So that's an inside joke. How about you, Kevin? Kevin doesn't like Deming. Let's just leave it at that. So that's just kind of a joke with us, with Kevin, about Deming. All right, guys, I'm going to get to laughing so much I won't be able to talk. Oh, yeah, let's do Deming. I hear there's a new RV park going to be made there. Let's see. How excited are you? Oh, boy. Okay. All right, guys. I think we're going to call it a night. It could get crazy around here if I let these guys at it for too long. All right. Thank you to everyone that joined in this evening. I'm glad you came back. And hopefully I'll see you again next week. And I'm going to try to get another video out. Let's see. Hopefully Sunday. If not Sunday, by Tuesday. I didn't get another video out this week. I just had too much other stuff that I was doing and some little projects going on. So I'm sorry, but I will get another video out this week. And thank you again for stopping by and chatting with us. And send me some comments after this video post of other topics that you'd like for the live chat. Give me some ideas. It's always kind of hard to know what are you interested in? What would you like to see us talk about? And just let me know. Okay. So thanks again for spending this time this evening with me, and I'll see you guys next week. Good night.